Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we've got a truly heartwarming and hilarious story about a clever boy, a very special robot, and a big lesson about faith. You're not going to want to miss this one. So, in a quiet little town, there lived a super smart kid named Tommy Sparks. Tommy was a whiz with gadgets, always tinkering, fixing radios, building toy cars, you name it. He even made his alarm clock talk. But there was one thing Tommy absolutely dreaded: saying his nightly prayers. Every evening his mum would call, "Tommy, time for prayers." And Tommy would just groan, "Oh, Mum, do I have to? I'm so tired." One evening, surrounded by his tools and wires, Tommy had a brilliant idea. A shortcut, of course. He grinned. What if I make a robot that prays for me? Then I'll never forget my prayers again. And just like that, he was off to work. For 3 whole days and nights, his garage was filled with the sounds of hammers and flying sparks. Finally, Tommy stood back, admiring his masterpiece. A shiny metal robot with blinking blue eyes and a tiny speaker for a mouth. "I'll call you Praybot 3000. He declared proudly. He carefully programmed it. "Dear God, thank you for this day. Bless my family." He pressed a button, and the robot actually knelt down, reciting the prayer perfectly in a deep, mechanical voice. Tommy clapped his hands. "Yes, now I can sleep in peace." The next morning, Tommy couldn't wait to tell his mom. "Mom, I prayed last night, kind of." His mom raised an eyebrow. "Kind of? Well, Praybot did it for me," he announced with a beaming smile. His mom tried her best not to laugh. "Tommy," she said gently, "you can't make a robot believe for you." But Tommy just shrugged. "It's just technology, Mom," he said, running off to school. At school, Tommy couldn't stop bragging. "My robot says my prayers," he told all his friends. Naturally, everyone wanted to see this amazing invention. So, the following week, Tommy brought Praybot to Sunday school. When the teacher asked who wanted to say the opening prayer, Tommy whispered to his robot, "Go ahead, Praybot." The robot beeped, stood up, and in its deep voice, began, "Dear God, thank you for this day. Bless my family." Everyone clapped and laughed. "Wow, Tommy's robot prays better than we do," someone exclaimed. Tommy puffed up with pride. But then, something truly unexpected happened. Praybot didn't stop. It kept going. It started preaching. "Brothers and sisters," it boomed, waving its metal arms around, "we must upgrade our faith software." The kids burst into giggles. The teacher tried desperately to hold back her laughter. But Praybot was on a roll. "Confession is like a reboot," it declared. "And kindness is the best power source." "Tommy!" cried the teacher, trying to be stern. "Turn it off!" Tommy started pressing buttons frantically, panicking. I can't." The robot spun around, shouting, "Everyone must love thy neighbor, even if they are low battery." Then it started humming a hymn in a robotic tone. "Amazing grace. Beep, beep. How sweet the code." The whole class was absolutely rolling on the floor with laughter. Even the pastor peeked in, trying and failing to hide his smile. Finally, the teacher managed to pull the plug. Praybot froze mid-sermon. Silence filled the room for a split second. And then everyone burst out laughing all over again. Tommy turned bright red with embarrassment. "I'm so sorry," he mumbled softly. "I didn't mean to turn Sunday school into a circus." The teacher smiled kindly. "That's all right, Tommy. But maybe God wanted you to learn something today." Tommy looked down at the quiet robot. "Yeah," he said, a little wiser now. "That faith isn't just about words or buttons. It has to come from the heart." That night, Tommy sat by his bed, Praybot standing quietly beside him, unplugged. Then to his surprise, the robot's light blinked once, just like it was smiling. From that day on, Tommy never asked Praybot to pray for him again. Instead, he invited it to join him, not to speak, but to listen. He even taught Praybot to play gentle hymns on his music speaker while he prayed. His mum would often peek into his room and smile. Her son had finally learned to pray from his heart, and sometimes, just sometimes, when Tommy seemed to forget, Praybot would softly hum, "Time for prayer, time for prayer." Tommy would just laugh and say, "All right, buddy, but this time I'll do the talking." What a fantastic story, right? It really reminds us that some things, especially faith, can't be automated. They have to come from within. If you love Tommy and Praybot's adventure, please give this video a big thumbs up and don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you don't miss our next story. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.